Hey there, it's Amelia from Sleepopolis, back at it with another weighted blanket review. Today we're going to be talking about the Gravity weighted blanket. Now, unlike that one song in that hit Broadway musical Wicked, this blanket doesn't defy gravity, but rather embraces it to help you calm down and relieve your anxiety. Now, in this review, I'll be going over the construction and feel of the Gravity weighted blanket, as well as give you guys some of my honest pros and cons. I'll also go over some of Gravity's policies, and hopefully by the end of this video, you'll have a good idea of whether this could be the right weighted blanket for you. But first, before we get started, don't forget to visit sleepopolis.com, where you'll not only find my review of this blanket, but you'll find tons more reviews on mattresses, bedding, and more. You can also find our exclusive coupons on there that'll help you save a little bit of money. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We're trying to get to 50,000 subscribers by the end of the year. And I know you want to see more of me, right? Anyway, let's get into the video. Let's kick things off by taking a look at what the Gravity weighted blanket is made of. After all, what materials are used in a weighted blanket can tell us a lot about how it's going to feel and how it's going to work. So first, let's take a look at the outer duvet cover. Now, this micro plush duvet cover is made from 100% polyester, and it is machine washable, which is super nice because a lot of weighted blankets are spot clean only. Now, to remove the outer duvet cover, you just have to unzip this zipper here. And that takes us to the inner blanket. This inner blanket is made from 100% cotton, and it's what holds the glass beads that give the Gravity weighted blanket its weight. Now, those glass beads are super fine and small, and mixed in with them is polyester batting fill. Now, that batting fill prevents the beads from rolling around or causing any noise. Now, as you can see, this inner blanket utilizes gridded stitching, and basically that partitions the glass beads and the polyester fill evenly across the whole blanket. So that basically prevents the weight from pooling on one side or the other of the blanket. And as you can see here, the inner blanket is attached to the outer duvet cover with a tie, and it also uses a button right here, so that just adds a little bit of extra security. Now, the Gravity weighted blanket is available in 3 different weights, which are 15 pound, 20 pound, and 35 pounds. The 15 pound and the 20 pound blanket come in a single size, and the 35 pound blanket is in a king or queen size. The blanket is also available in 3 different colors, navy like the one I have here, as well as gray and white. Now, when you're choosing a weighted blanket, you want to choose a weighted blanket that is close to 10% of your own body weight. So for example, if you weigh 150 pounds, a 15-pound blanket would be perfect for you. The reason for that is that ratio of weight is what allows you to best experience deep pressure touch. And deep pressure touch is basically the sensation that we get from hugging or cuddling that releases calming hormones in our body. And weighted blankets have been shown to have the same effect. That's why they've become so popular among people who have anxiety, ADHD, or just need help calming down at night. And honestly, guys, I never thought I would be into weighted blankets when I first started testing them out, but I've totally been converted. As someone who has a lot of anxiety, these really help a lot. All right, now that we've covered the construction of the Gravity weighted blanket, let's talk about how it feels. I took this blanket home to test it out for a few nights so I could give you guys the lowdown. And you know, I consider myself to be a bit of a weighted blanket connoisseur. This blanket is giving me undertones of, how you say, glass beads and reduced anxiety. So the first thing I noticed about the Gravity weighted blanket when I took it out of its packaging was the duvet cover. I really like this plush polyester cover. It has kind of a crushed velvet or a velour type feel to it. And I think it just instantly makes the blanket feel so soft and cozy, which I love because I'm a huge fan of all things soft and cozy. I also thought that in general, the Gravity blanket just had a really high quality feel to it. The materials used in the blanket, in the duvet cover, and the inner blanket feel like really good quality to me, and even the smaller details like the button closure and the zipper. And I know that might sound like a small thing, but as someone who has spent a lot of time zipping and unzipping things like weighted blankets, I know the struggle of a low quality zipper that gets caught on the fabric. Now, I tested the 15-pound blanket for this review, and I have to say I thought that the weight was really cozy and comfortable, and the weight distribution was really even, thanks to that gridded stitching. But I do have to say that this blanket does get a little bit toasty. Now, I'm pretty cold usually, so I really liked how warm this kept me, but if you're a hot sleeper, this might not be the best pick for you. Alrighty folks, it's time for a good old-fashioned pros and cons list. Let's talk about what I liked and what I didn't like so much about the gravity weighted blanket. First up, the pros. Now, my first pro for the gravity blanket would be that I really appreciated that the outer duvet cover is machine washable, as that just makes it super easy to keep the blanket nice and clean. Next, I also really love the feel of the outer duvet cover. I really like that soft, plush, velvety feel. It just instantly makes you want to cozy up in the blanket. Finally, I thought that overall the gravity weighted blanket just had a super high quality feel to it. One detail I especially really liked was the use of the super fine beads in the poly batting fill, because you really can't feel the beads moving around or hear any noise, and honestly you can barely tell that there's even individual beads in the blanket. Now, no blanket is perfect, so let's talk about the cons. So my first con for the gravity weighted blanket would be that I think it's just gonna trap a lot of body heat. Now, if you're a cold person like me, you probably will love how warming this blanket is, but for hot sleepers, I would definitely recommend a different weighted blanket. Next, the gravity weighted blanket might not be the best option for people who are either super light or super heavy, as the two single size options are 15 and 20 pounds. So if you weigh significantly under 150 pounds, it might be too heavy for you, or if you weigh significantly over 200 pounds, it might not be heavy enough to give you the effects of deep pressure touch. Alrighty folks, we're almost at the end of the review, so real quick, let's go over some of Gravity's policies. First, Gravity offers free shipping within the United States, and they'll also ship to Canada for an additional shipping fee. Next, Gravity offers a 30-day return policy on this weighted blanket, and that means that you can return or exchange the weighted blanket within 30 days of delivery. However, be aware that customers are responsible for shipping and packaging fees. Third and finally, Gravity does not offer a warranty on this weighted blanket. Well folks, that's all I've got for you today in this review. If you have any questions about the gravity weighted blanket, leave those in the comment section and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And if you found this video helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for lots more videos like this. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!